In my last video, I showed you how to fix a cracked bumper so it looks like this. Today I'll show you how to do a touch-up on the hairline so it's not visible at all. What I'm going to do first is actually sanding down the hairline that was created by gluing the bumper together. I'm using a Dremel and creating a tiny little recessed area below the level of the original paint so that we can actually touch it up, match it with the factory color, put some clear coat on top of it, wet sand it, and make it level with the paint. This way it will be hardly visible. In this second step, I'm using 200 grit sanding paper to remove any sharp edges from the use of Dremel. This way we have somewhat smooth surface that will make it easier for us to make everything level at the end. Once I had everything nicely sanded, I used some acetone to clear the area where I'll be using the paint. Basically, using acetone will prevent the paint from chipping down the road. It will stick much better to my bumper. Once everything is nicely cleaned and degreased with acetone, I can put some color on the car. I'm using a factory match to the base color of my Ford Focus, and I'm touching up only the area that was sanded down. This is a critical step, so if you are following this video, please make sure you take your time to touch up exactly only the exposed plastic. As you can see, my touch-up paint is definitely below the level of the factory paint, and the scratch is very visible. This is actually what I want to achieve, so don't worry about that. After the base coat dries, I'm applying a clear coat, and actually I'm applying the clear coat only over the area where I applied the base coat, meaning on that scratch. I'm trying to build a thickness over the scratch so that it will eventually disappear. So stay with me. When the first layer of clear coat is dry, I am applying a second layer of clear coat, and again I'm trying to build up a thickness in that groove, so-called scratch, to bring it up and be level with the factory paint. And this step is actually something I'm going to repeat with multiple layers of clear coat until I build up a ridge above the factory paint. And here it is, yet another layer of clear coat. I'm putting it on top of my previous layers. Again, I'm building that thickness, trying to bring it up above my existing paint so that I have something to sand down and make level with my paint, so you cannot tell that there was any work done previously. Once I was done with building up the thickness of my clear coat, I will be sanding it down to make it level. But before I do that, I have to mask off the factory paint so that during the sanding process, I'm not sanding down the factory paint. So as you can see, I'm putting a painter's tape on the bumper, and I try to actually go exactly where the line of the clear coat is so that I can bring it down to a level that would allow me to wet sand the part of the bumper and make it nice and even and ready for polishing. And again, I'm starting with 200 grit paper so that I can quickly bring the paint down to a level I'll be happy with. And you can see a black line as I'm sanding it down. This is the line where I was building up the ridge. Is still below the level of the paint, but looking closely you can see that actually that line slowly disappears, which means I'm creating an even surface that we can polish out. Now that everything is as level as it can be and I'm happy with the results, I am removing the masking tape so that I can start wet sanding this area and start working out the paint so it's level with the surrounding clear coat. So as with any wet sanding, you want to start with a 1500 grit, use some water and basically start sanding. As I'm wet sanding the bumper, the water actually is turning into a milky water. That's an indicator that the clear coat is being sanded down. That's exactly what I want to see. Just keep on spraying more water to keep it clear and keep on working. Eventually I'll get to the point where I'm happy with the results and everything is as even as it can be. And when everything looks the way I want it, I just wipe dry this area. I'm using a turtle rubbing compound to remove the dull surface that was created by wet sanding. That will put back the shine on the bumper, work out all those tiny scratches. As you can see, I already have my shine back on the bumper. Next step is the ultimate polish, Meguiar's Ultimate Polish, my favorite polishing paste. Again, putting it on the pad and work it out to get everything super shiny and remove all the swirl marks. Again, once I'm happy with the results, I just wipe the bumper dry and my final results are visible. As you can see, it is not perfect, but it's much better. You can barely see that there was any damage at all.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If this video was helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do it now. If you are going to fix your bumper, everything you will need is in the description below. Also, I'll provide some links to Amazon so you can order it.